afternoon, everybody. This is Walnut Lodge's Foundations, Part 3. And here we are, Week 5, in our third part. So last week I said that I was going to, shift gears a little bit. And so we're going to do that. I'll need you to get a strap and a bolster or something, or actually even a block for this class. So our warm-up is going to stay the same. We're going to keep up with the upper body work, and then today what I'm going to do is just really start adding some hip and foot work for standing stuff. So for those of you that are coming to the studio on Thursday, I'm always doing standing work on Thursday, keeping this really focused more on abdominals and arms, because that's a really hard thing to do by yourself, I think. All right, so let's get going. Coming to sitting on your feet. Ankles are extended. Relax your knees. Just kind of see where you are. Getting ready for the snow that's going to happen tonight, right? It is April, though. Keep relaxing the knees as you sit here, just letting those tissues get to that full flexion. All right, then coming up, spread the fingers wide. Kind of the same thing here, right? Just letting the wrists get used to, a pretty big stretch. And that's what we're doing. We're just getting the wrists used to the position. Just dealing with the position without any work yet. Although there's a little bit of work going on here, the weight of the upper body. So we're doing little baby rocks as you press into those hands. Press the knuckles into the ground. Feel the one wrist kind of in relationship to the other. Is one different than the other? Make sure you're pushed forward, as far forward as you can go. Identify that the stretch of the lower arm going through the hand. Going through the palm of the hand. All right, now dig the fingers and release. Dig the fingers and release. Just the tips are digging into your yoga mat. Dig them. Push you back a little bit and release. 2 more. Dig them. Feel them go through the wrist and release. Last one. Dig them. Hold them. And then push forward into it. A little bit more stretch across the wrist as this happens. Keep digging and pushing forward. Digging and pushing forward. Tuck the toes under. Sit back. Take the hands off the ground and rotate. Get the fingers involved. One way and the other. Keep pressing into the feet. Just let the toes do the same thing, right? All right. And come forward. Fingers back. Spread them wide. Move up a little bit if you want. Bend the elbows. And then sit back. This is all just about getting ready. And I'm feeling a little cold today. When the weather goes back and forth, it's hard to adjust. And release that. And one more time. Wiggle the wrists. Alright. So, got the knees, ankles, wrists, just ready to go. And now just let's add your stomach and your spine. So tuck that tailbone under, pull it through the legs, use your stomach to lift you up, and then release the pelvis back and fold into that sit. Pull the tailbone, feel the spine curve, pull yourself up, and then release the tailbone, feel the line go through the back to a nice long position through the chest, and pull the tailbone. Feel that lift really high in your guts, and release. Feel the fold to the sit with the breath, and we go exhale, pull up, inhale, release, exhale, pull up, inhale, release, exhale, pull up, inhale, release, exhale, pull up, inhale, feel it go through the spine, couple more, exhale, pull it up, inhale, reach it back, exhale, pull it up, inhale, reach it back, exhale, pull it up, inhale, last one, exhale, pull it up, inhale to the sit. Slide out onto your stomach, arms in the Sphinx posture. Relax the chest and neck. Relax into the low back. Dropping the head. Remember always that if that low back is not in a good place for you, you need to take your sit bones and reach them towards the backs of the thighs to make it longer. It's always good to really just take a couple of nice big breaths here though. Feel the ribs open and then feel them drop. Just trying to sag everything, release everything before we get going. I like to feel that connection of the head all the way into the middle of my upper back. All right, inhale, push the spine up, exhale, drop it down. Inhale, push it up, exhale, drop it down. Inhale, feel it stretch, exhale, release. Inhale, push it up, exhale, down, inhale, push up, stay. So, pick your butt up and then tuck it under. Half Sphinx plank. Push from the hands to the elbows, up into the waist. Pull your pubic bone up into the waist. Feel the sit bones drop down into the backs of your thighs. Keep that lift. So we do this for two reasons. Find that push. Hands to your feet. Feel Feel your stomach work. Just wake it up. It's a decent amount of work. All right? Low stomach. Push the spine up through your shoulder blades. Feel the back work. Feel the serratus work. Now, if you can, we're going to do 5 shrugs right here. Inhale, go up. Exhale, down. Don't let the stomach go. Inhale, up. Exhale, down. Inhale, up. Exhale, down. Inhale, up. Exhale, down. Inhale, up. Exhale, down. Just one more. Inhale, up. Exhale, down. And then release your pelvis. Push the chest forward. Move the elbows. Chin on your knuckles or the heels of your hands. Release the neck. Push the ribs towards the arms on the inhale. And then just keep trying to release into that upper back. Keep releasing. Don't move the neck side to side. Just feel the throat stretch. Feel the back of the skull. Feel the middle of that upper back dropping down. One more inhale. Pick it up, move the hands, move the elbows back, right? And then drop your head again. Relax that. Feel the head drop off the neck, and then just feel that whole spine reaching towards the floor, stretching that upper back. Now feel the line extend, and then right to the side. All right, stack yourself, release the shoulder, let your head drop here, let the ribs drop, let the shoulder go. Just sink. Feeling that underline really stretch. And then push down. Feel that neck extend up and away from the shoulder. And then add your hand, move it in, straighten the arm. Let the hips roll back. And then roll side where you were. Relax your shoulder. And then feel the ribs drop against. Breathe through that lower line. Couple more breaths here. And then push down into that arm. Whole torso gets a little higher. Breathe right above that hip crest. And you can feel, the waist, but there's also some stretch going on in that lumbar spine. So if you have issues down there, you might feel tugging and pulling, which isn't a bad thing here. We're really just trying to get a nice working length through the spine, through the sideline. All right, elbow down, roll back to center, and then to the left. Up on the elbow, stack the legs, and then relax that shoulder. Drop your head down onto the shoulder, and then drop the ribs down, drop the waist down. Breathe into that lower line. Really try to use the breath in the ribs. And then push down into that elbow. Feel yourself push up and out of that shoulder. Feel the connection of the shoulder blade into the back. And then come up onto your hands. Let your hips roll back so that you know they're there. And then roll back to that sideline. Relax that left shoulder. And then just breathe into the lower ribs again. With that shoulder released, you get a better stretch through the serratus. And then push up. Breathe into the waist, top of that hip crust. And then we come down, roll back center, push your sit bones back, and then take your arms back, going just halfway at first. So arms in the Sphinx posture, push the sit bones, fold into your pelvis a bit, and then just head down. Couple stretches here. Let that low back sink. Feel the armpits open. Identify where the stretches are, or the pains or the pinches. Come up, tuck your toes, press back to dolphin. Knees can be straight or not. Lift the sit bones. And then just on the exhales, we're pushing back a little bit. Stretching that armpit line a little bit more on the exhales. On the inhales, just let it go. Just working that armpit line. These are almost like baby dips, but they're really not. You're just feeling the inhale, and then you're pushing away on the exhale. Trying to feel that underline, that lat line extend. Couple more. Just sustaining the push. Feeling the tricep lengthen. And the knees come down. Sit. Pull back to the sit. Release the shoulders. Couple breaths here, not long. Just enough to feel the drop, right? It's a drop. All right, reaching the hands forward. Feel a nice extended spine. And then pull the tailbone. And out you go. All right. Stomach up, tailbone down. I keep pulling my hands back. Feel that nice long line. And we go down, press up, down, press up. Remember, it's forward and down. Press up, 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 tuck the toes, sit back, only to push into down dog. All right, so kind of warmed up that push-up position. Shift your weight to your right leg, stretch the calf, feel your fingers, sink that left hip. And then shift to the left. Press both. Pull the tailbone. Lengthen and inhale. Push back. Pull the tailbone and lengthen. Inhale. Press back. Pull the tailbone and out. Inhale. Press back. Pull the tailbone. Out. Inhale. Press back. Pull the tailbone. Out. Inhale. Press back. Second part. Pull the tailbone. Out. Down. Press up. And back. Or not. Pull the tailbone. And down. Press up. And back. Put your knees down if you need. Press up and back. Pull the tailbone and down. Push up and two more. Pull the tailbone down. Push up. And last one. Tailbone. Down, up, and back. Sit. Relax the arms. Breathe. Relax the wrists. Couple more breaths. Maybe get a drink. And then out we go. Sphinx. Let everything go. Relax. Couple breaths. Then, push the spine up through, pick your tailbone up, tuck the tailbone under, tuck the toes under if you're going to do the full plank. If you're going to stay at half plank, just stay right here. So if you're going to full plank, push. All right, keep the sit bones reaching towards the feet, keep the pubic bone pulling up, side arm balance. Rolling to the right side and push. Breathe. One more big inhale. Pull your belly up. Roll center. And other side. Tailbone, sit bones reaching to your feet. Push up. Breathe. Keep pushing up. Big inhale. Lift, roll. Knees down. Press yourself back. Extend your sit bones. Keep your elbows on the ground. Just a couple of breaths here. Tuck the toes, push back, dolphin. Open those armpits. Either stay here or you do the dips. Inhale down, exhale back. Inhale down and 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 back. Inhale down. Two more. Inhale down. Last one. Inhale down and back. Knees down. Sit and release the arms. Now I'm really hot. James, could you turn that heater off? Again, just releasing. We have just one more to go. All right, regular sidearm balance. Come forward with the hands, tuck the toes, press back. Down dog. Feel your fingers nice and wide. Push through the heels. Pull those quads up. Just a couple breaths here. Pull the tailbone. Lower to that plank, sidearm balance. Left side up. Push. Breathe. Keep pushing up. Big inhale. Exhale, roll center. Other side. Push up, big inhale, exhale, roll, center, and down you go. Inhale, up dog, knees down, stomach up, tailbone dropping, breathe. And then we're gonna push back just to a child pose. Take the hands back. And rest. And roll up. Relax the shoulders for a couple breaths. Get a drink maybe. All right, grab your bolster. And then just step the right leg over it. Your hands can be down on the ground. If they don't reach to the ground, you can use the bolster. We're just going to do a little ankle hip work today, and then I'm going to keep going with this. All right. So right now, just you're sinking into that hip. Your chest is just laying on that thigh, your knees right over your ankle, and then take your back toe, tuck it under, push through that leg, keep it parallel, and then take your arms off the ground. You can hold them underneath, you can put them on your leg. This is just mainly to catch your balance, and then feel that hip sinking down. That right hip is sinking, that left side is pushing forward. And you keep relaxing into this right hip socket as you pull it back. Keep pushing through the back leg. And then hands down on that bolster. Stretch the leg to straight. Push your calf onto the bolster. Knees straight. Now take your left hip and push it forward away from your foot so that you feel the square of that. Of course, you're getting a hamstring stretch. Some of you will feel this in the knee. And then I really want you to extend your spine long as you can, and just feel that line push out. Feel that back foot pushing your pelvis onto this front leg. Now we're going to pick that back heel up and roll it towards us so the foot is pointing forward, and then lift the left side up. All right, so we're in basically a triangle. Mainly what we're doing this for, though, is the position of this hip. So you feel this hip lift up. Your hand is still on the bolster. Then we're going to roll down. We're going to pick the foot up in the back, roll it, and come back to where we were, all right? Now, if you don't have enough stretch to do that, put your block on your bolster. Pick the heel up, roll it so that your foot is now parallel to the short edge of the mat. Pick the hip up, roll it. Now push into that front leg and send your spine long. Keep taking this front hip bone and rotating it out, and then you're going to push from that back foot through your spine, right? I'm not going to need this bolster, so I'm going to put my hand back down on the block and on the bolster, all right? Keep pushing that right leg into the ground. Feel that hip coming back and under you. You're relaxing into that right hip. You're pushing your pelvis basically onto it in this rotated out fashion. And then just lift this arm straight up to the ceiling. So we're in triangle. Take your focus up if you can. If you can't, if you don't have enough neck flexion, then look forward or look down. Push. Push. Push so hard that you could take the weight out of your hand. All right, just see how hard that is. Just push out so the weight isn't in your hand. You can leave it up, you can put it down, but just feel the difference between that and then allowing the weight to settle down onto your hand. This is a supported triangle. And then when you extend and reach, this is just a regular triangle, okay? If we're in an Iyengar or our Ashtanga class, we'd be grabbing our big toes, right? And pulling up. Push out. Push out. And then you're going to release the hand down. Take that back leg, roll it to that parallel position, and then we're going to creep ourselves forward, right? Shift all of your weight onto that leg. Now, if you can't straighten your leg here, grab your block, or pull that bolster in front of you, all right? You want this leg to be straight, all right? Now, flex that back leg, push out, and then all we're going to do is the same thing that we just did in that triangle. You're going to lift your hip up. Not going to do anything else. Some of the weight will come out of that left hand, and then you're going to drop it back down. And when you drop it back down, you're going to try to take that left hip crest and pull it into that right thigh so that you get a stretch on the outside of your right hip. And we do it again. Inhale, lift it up, and exhale, drop it down. Inhale, lift it up. Exhale, drop it down. Inhale, lift it up. Exhale, roll it down. Inhale, lift it up. Exhale, roll it down. 2 more. Inhale, lift it up as high as you can go. Exhale, roll it down. Hopefully your right hip is getting tired. Last one. Inhale, lift it up. Exhale, roll it down. Take it down. And then we're going to roll that bolster back a bit. Put both knees on it. Extend your feet and sit back into this child pose, just squashing through your hips. So that last exercise is getting ready for half moon balance, and it's a nice work on the external rotators of the standing leg. You're going all the way through that range of motion in that horizontal position. So that will really make that leg a lot more stable. And it's nice to have the bolster there, because if you know it's harder to lose your balance if you have 2 hands on the ground. Okay, other side. Step that left leg forward. Just hang here for a minute. Your knees over your ankles, right? You're pulling that left sit bone back. You're feeling the fold into that left hip. You want to keep your knee just right here. You don't want to let that knee go past the ankle. And then what happens to me if I just hang out here a while? The inside of this left hip will keep relaxing, and I'll feel more space. I'll be able to kind of sink down a little bit more into this hip socket. Because remember, you need the range of motion first, and then you can work it. So we'd like to work this hip at this place, which is that, what is that? My thigh is parallel to the ground, and my knee is right over my ankle. So scoot that right leg back, tuck your toe under, push, right? Now keep that left knee pulling to the inside, keep pulling that hip back. Take your hands off the ground. Push. All right, hands on the bolster. Stretch that left leg to straight. Then push from the back foot, that right foot through that right hip. Push into that left foot. Try to keep the pelvis square. Left hip back, right hip forward. Flatten out. Breathe. All right, now take that back heel, rotate it. That foot is now parallel to the short edge of your mat, and then lift that right hip up. Just feel the hip go up. How high can you get it? Then take that hip and roll it back down. Roll that foot back to parallel. We're just going to mimic that motion of what we're going to do later, right? Not mimic, but practice. So pull the heel in again and lift that right hip up. All right, now working this beginning triangle. So pushing from your back foot through your head. If you just push, your spine will go nice and straight. Push from your front foot into the ground and feel your pelvis. It's just going to roll over that femur, right? Push. And then stretch that right arm straight up. But here's the thing. You got to push into the back foot, you got to push into the front foot, and you got to push into that right arm. Now just feel the difference between having weight on that left hand and not having weight, right? Push out. Push out. Where are you pushing? You're pushing in all directions. You're pushing into that front leg, you're pushing into that back leg, and then you're pushing up. Keep feeling the pushes, all three directions. Then kind of what happens is that hip will relax a little bit. Couple more. Pushing out. Try to take the weight off the hand again. And then inhale, exhale, hand down, roll that hip back to parallel. Bend the knee, and then we're going to shift up onto this leg. And if you can't get your legs straight, grab a hold of your bolster. Send that leg straight back. Kneecap is lifted. All right, now same thing. Lift that hip up as high as it'll go. And then drop it down. And again, inhale. Lift it up. Exhale. Roll it down. Inhale, lift it up. Exhale, drop it down. Keep that weight on the ball of the foot. Inhale, lift it up. Exhale, drop it down. 3 more. Inhale, way up. Exhale, roll it down. Inhale, way up. Exhale, down it goes. Last one, inhale, roll it up. Exhale. Roll it down. Take your foot down. Put them together. Hands on the bolster. All right, now just kind of rock back and forth. Feel the weight even on your feet. Pull your quads up, all right? Lift your sit bones. Just extend that spine forward. Forward bend. And then coming down and relax a minute. Roll yourself up. And then let's come to sitting. You can sit on a block or you can sit on the ground. Actually, I'm changing my mind. Let's just sit on the ground. All right? And then let's see where we are with this. Just pull the soles of your feet together. Tailor sit. Hold on to your feet. Push your chest forward. Let those knees pull open towards the ground. My left leg is not the same as my right leg. Alright, so here's what we can do. Grab the bolster or your block, put it underneath the knee that's higher. Is this one? I'm looking at myself in the camera. Alright, then push down onto that block as hard as you can for 10 seconds. If you don't have a block, you could hold on to your knee, lift it up, and then just kind of fight the knee down as you're pulling up on it. So just push. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Release. Whoop, and there it goes. Yeah, sometimes, if your knees are not level, if you feel like one is higher, then maybe it's not your socket that's causing that. Maybe it's just you're holding on to something that you're not really sure about. That was the case here. So we're just going to pull the knees down, feel that inner thigh stretch just a little bit more. Because we did all that parallel work. Now pull the knees up, cross them. Now we're going to come to this position. We're going to do just one more little, basically a straddle stretch. So put your toes together and then open the knees as far as they'll go. Sit back. So it's kind of almost like that tailor sit we just did, right? We just changed the orientation, but now we're going to let gravity help us a little bit. So you're going to move forward a little bit so that you feel like the line between your knee and your hip is pretty straight. And then just come down on your elbows. Keep the toes together and just let those inner thighs stretch a little bit more. You can feel that inner thigh stretch pretty easily in this position. Now we're going to keep our feet together, but they're going to probably come up off the ground, and that's okay. So we're just going to shift ourselves forward till we're laying down, right? So my feet come up off the ground, not a whole lot. Some people will come up more than others. And now what we're going to do is we're going to just windshield wipe the leg. So heel goes up on the right side. Your pelvis will twist, and then switch. Left leg up. And change. Back and forth. Let your pelvis go. It's just an easy release. Couple more. Last one. Then just let them go. Pull them back to parallel. Feel your hips. And then pushing back. To sitting. All right. So that's it for today. Thank you all for being with me, and I will see you next week. Enjoy your day and namaste.